All right, so if you already have the Rival 600 or you're familiar with it, this is really going to be the identical mouse. SteelSeries did a great job on just retaining the same shape as the Rival 600. The only difference being that it's wireless and it weighs a lot more. The Rival 600 is at 96 grams without any additional weights, whereas the Rival 650 is at 121. It's a lot heavier than the competition, as the Logitech G Pro is at 80 grams and the Mamba wireless is, I believe, at 105 or 106. So it's quite a jump if you're going to the Rival 650, whether it's a wired mouse you're coming from or even those other wireless options. It's still a great mouse. I think it still feels really well. It's got a very futuristic shape or design. And I don't think it's too gamery, but it is definitely outside of the boundaries that SteelSeries is used to. You do have your modular design of adding your weights here. So you can add 4 weights on each side, and you can do 2 up front, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back, one. It's up to you. Those are 4 grams each, and you can add an additional 32 grams. So if you're really into heavy mice, this is a really good option for you. The front here is the micro USB connectivity. So it's a standard micro USB, but it is kind of proprietary because it does have a housing unit that's not really going to fit with other accessories and adapters. You have your dongle here, and then you have your USB adapter for your signal. You can always just put this right into your computer, but I do recommend using the dongle and the USB cable and putting it nicely underneath your monitor, just so that way the distance between the receivers are really short, so it's going to reduce any chance of interference. I don't think it's a big deal. It's 2018. Wireless technology is here, and those that don't like it, I'm sorry, but it's here to stay and it's proven. So outside of that, though, you do have your stats right there on the right side of the screen. So it's your usual 60 million clicks. It does have the TrueMove 3 Plus, meaning that it has 2 sensors. It's got your standard sensor, and then it has your liftoff sensor right here. Um, I did test the charging capabilities on it, and it is true. You know, plug this in for 15 minutes, and you are going to get a lot more battery life out of it, which is really nice. Here's the sound of the actual clicks. So this is mouse 1, mouse 2, the thumb button 6, thumb button 7, thumb button 8, and the DPI. So they sound really good. I think Logitech's a little more tactile switches sound better, but that's just personal preference. The one thing that I do notice too, and it was the same case with the Rival 600, is the actual feet. They have a lip along the outside that seem to wear out quicker than it ever makes contact on the inside of the feet. I didn't notice any drag or any issue with the stock feet, so oddly enough, I don't have a problem with these at all. Underneath though, you do have your connectivity button and your on off. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the software itself. All right, so going into the SteelSeries Engine 3, it's going to recognize it right away if you've updated the engine, which I believe was just last Thursday or Friday. So clicking onto it, you're going to have your buttons that you can activate. You do have your DPI settings. There's 2 different settings you can have. You can't go in increments of 50. It has to be 100. And then with it being wireless now, you do have your battery saver options. You can turn on your illumination mode. So basically, when smart mode is on, illumination will turn off while the mouse is moving in order to conserve battery, which is fine. When you do it though, it's kind of strange. Like, let me see if it'll show it. So when you're moving it, the lights turn off. And then when you're not, the lights turn on. Wouldn't it just be better to have just all the lights off? Like, I don't understand the purpose of having the lights on at all if you're trying to conserve battery. This just seems kind of like a strange feature where you might as well just turn RGB off if that's a concern to you. So you can turn a sleep timer from 1 minute to 20 minutes. I did 1 minute at first and I couldn't stand it. So unlike the Logitech G Pro wireless, as soon as you touch this thing, as soon as you touch it, instantaneously it's awake and you're able to use it. When you set this to even the 1 minute mark, you can move as much as you want. It's still in sleep mode. You have to actually hit the scroll wheel or mouse 1 and 2 in order to wake it up. And even when you wake it up, it takes like 2 seconds for it to recognize. So that might just be a software thing that they can change during an update. But I really don't like that because with the Mamba and the Logitech, as soon as you use the mouse, I think if I were to even shake the desk, it's gonna wake up and be functional. Whereas with this, there's that like 2 second delay, and you have to hit the button, hit a click in order for it to wake up. So that's kind of annoying, but that's all the features you really get out of the wireless options on the Rival 650. All right, so what do I think? I think it's a great mouse. For the price, though, I'd almost suggest just spending the $30 more and getting the Logitech G Pro, or even spending a little bit less because I believe the Mamba wireless was $100. I just think the weight, for my personal preference, the weight is too much for me to really enjoy the mouse to its fullest. Because even the wired one at the Rival 600 at 96 grams, anything under 100, I'm okay with. Outside of that, it really gets into a territory of personal preference, and this is just not my cup of tea as far as the weight goes. But if you are a big fan of SteelSeries, you're a big fan of the Rival 600, and you want to be free of a cable, I cannot recommend this more. It is a great mouse. The only thing I wish that they would have changed on it was really the side here. I wish there was more of a ledge, so when you're lifting off, there was something to grip, because I don't think the soft grip is really enough to stop your hand from slipping. And then this weird gap, because it kind of cuts into your finger a little bit. Not that it's hurtful, but it's uncomfortable. So with having this design like this, SteelSeries basically kind of says, hey, this is where you're going to put your fingers. So you don't really have a choice in the matter on that side of the mouse, but the other side's just fine. Other than that, though, just like the Rival 700, 710, I really like the cutout design of it and everything, and it is a comfortable mouse. The SteelSeries software isn't the greatest offering, but it is effective and it does the job. So yeah, I definitely give this mouse a thumbs up if it's one that where weight is not an issue for you. All right, guys. So that's the Rival 650. Comes in at $119.99. As of this post, I don't think SteelSeries has actually announced it yet. They just kind of wink at anyone that has any questions on it. So definitely stay tuned for an official announcement soon. I picked up mine at Best Buy, so this wasn't given to me by anyone whatsoever. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section, right? And I will try to answer them the best I can. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.